It's race day in Sakir under the lights. It is great to have your company for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A fantastic venue. Every seat in the house is a good one, including yours. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Southern Cross Racing. You guessed it, round 3, folks. Of course, yes, it is an every compound race, of course. We are in the desert. Nevertheless, it is set to dry. And, well, the boys are going to have a crack at every compound around this magnificent circuit. Of course, we've got a few guys already in the chat. And we do welcome a new follower. Is that Barry or Barry Fitzy? Welcome to the stream, mate. I do hope you're well. We've got Lukey Boy in there. How's he in there as well? And, well, who else is in there as well? A few other people as well. And we do wish you all the very best. Yes, the sun is shining. Of course, short qualifying session. We've got a few, well, questions to get through. To be fair, I think it is Barry asking a couple of questions, wanting to know if he can join. Well, yes, as I said, you've got to be part of the Oceania realm. And, yeah, that's pretty much about it. We'll reach out to, or you can reach out to the stream, whisper the stream on this channel, and we'll get back to you after the race. No doubt about that, mate. But we have got Junior in the chat, and Rain is the only chance I have of winning this season, is what he reckons. Oh, I'm not too sure about that, Junior. I reckon once you start getting used to it, mate, you were very late getting into it. I mean, you did have the game, just weren't on the right part of the game. But nevertheless, you're back there now, and, well, looking forward to seeing what you can do, of course, mate. And, well, you did show a big step up from round 1 to round 2, of course, and, well, may long that continue, of course. Lockie leading the championship at these very early doors of the championship, of course. And, what is he? I think he's only a handful of points just ahead. Yes, he certainly is, of course. 14 points ahead of Fury. Junior is next on 38, just 16 behind 54 of Lockie. Of course, then you've got JC, a resident Canadian, on 32 points. Lukey Boy P5 on 31, and Scotty in P6 at the moment. This early doors in the championship, and well, there you go. Salmon's aiming for a top 22. Of course, yes, Mr. Saturday Salmons, and there he is there. And well, I'll tell you what, Salmons, got to get you firing on a Sunday, mate. If you can do that, I reckon you'll be in good stead, my friend. But nevertheless, we'll leave that in your capable hands, of course. No action out on circuit just yet. And I do think I've got my instant replays all sorted as well, folks. Had a bit of a play before we went live. So all audio's coming through, all loud and clear. So we are back up and running A-OK. So fantastic news. All right, folks, we've seen a bit of action out on track, and it certainly is. Oh, we've got to welcome this man back, of course. First cab off the rank. And, well, what's he known as these days? Mad Riot, of course. Well, the first part of the name is ringing true, of course. You might know this fella by the name of yesteryear, Mr. Mad G. That is him in reserve colours. And, well, welcome, Mad G. Suicide 5 has left the session, maybe just having some connection issues at these early doors. We'll get him another invite regardless. This early stage of qualifying, gotta love it, absolutely love it. But whereabouts is he? There he is there. Another invite coming his way. We'll give him a couple, why not? The buddy. Whoop. 2 for you. Hopefully you get yourself back in. And as I did touch on, beautiful Mad G back with us, of course. And well, we always kept in contact. Well, we had a bit of a hiatus there for a couple of years. We always pick up where we left off, of course. And, well, just getting his first laps under belt, of course, in SXR trim. And, well, as I did say, a blast from the past is the G-Man. And we do welcome him back around the fold, of course. The boys do ask about him, or did ask about him when he was not around, of course. Had a bit of a health scare, but he is back, and back with a bang is is the G-Man, and looking to get himself all fired up. Nice and prepped for his first time run here, folks. About to start a lap. Probably a good segue, folks. I'm going to have a go. We're going to see if these replays are absolutely working. Let me just get off that one there, and we'll have a bit of crack at this. I've got the hotkeys all working, so hopefully, Moondog, if you're in the chat, well, this will be a testament to see how good it actually is, of course. The hotkeys were all over the joint at the start of the season. We've sort of worked them all back out, but nevertheless, here we are, folks. And just currently watching Mad G. We'll end that one there. Ooh, which one did I say was saved? That one there. And Dog, if you're in the chat, well, this will be a testament to see how good it actually is, of course. The hotkeys were all over the joint at the start of the season. We've sort of worked them all back out, but nevertheless, here we are, folks. And just currently watching Mad G. We'll end that one there. Ooh, which one did I say was saved? Fantastic, folks. Oh, we got it back, and it's absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, all working A-OK. Fantastic for that. And, well, there you go. Who is the best driver on the grid? Well, at the moment, Lockie is leading the championship. Hasn't had much competition as of late, but, of course, it is still early doors. Middy's Mella is around the traps, of course, in reserve trim this season. Was last season's championship winner, was the Middy's Mella. Nevertheless, Liam Ramsell, very, very good. Verks, very, very good. Of course, Fury, very good. But, yeah, I mean, very good at wheel-to-wheel, these boys. They are good at what they do. We have got 4 types of pace on the grid, of course. We've got 4 groups. Group 1 being the quickest, Group 4 not being the quickest, of course. They all go into a random draw. Everyone gets 1 from each group, of course. They all go into the random draw. 1 goes to each team, and they create their team name, their colours, and of course they don those colours all season long. And well, there you go. You're welcome, mate. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just glad I worked it out there, Lukey boy. It was doing my head in there for a little bit, but we got it all sorted and back on the swing of things. But nevertheless, as I did touch on, yes, the drivers, the teams, of course, we're currently watching Dirty Orange. That is OnlyFans Racing Team, and well, Dirty Orange being a Group 3 driver. And well, I'll tell you what, the designer of that bad boy right there was the Orange Man. And, well, a fetching car. I do like the back end of it, to be honest. It is very, very different. And, well, a couple of red dots in the right places. And I'll tell you what, works wonders. And, of course, why not? You've got to put some red dots on a blue livery. And, well, fantastic from the Mr. Orange. Absolutely brilliant from that team. And, of course, I reckon the whole grid raised an eyebrow when the team names were revealed. And I think some of them might have been kicking themselves. They didn't think of it sooner. But nevertheless, Orange just navigating, well, the penultimate, second to last corner. Absolutely brilliant. Approaching the last corner right about now. He's got his teammate in front of him for a little sneaky toe, but nevertheless, it is his first time run. We'll bring up this timing tree, and there it is there. He's currently on a 130.7. He crosses the line, a 136.127. And not bad, just a bit of a cool down lap for the man, of course. Mr. Fury Strat, Group 1 driver, that is Uasa Racing. And, well, very, very consistent is this man. Never has finished off the podium this season, and, well, so far, so good. Started with a bang, and may long it continue is the Fury. But there you go, just got himself underway. People getting out of his way, currently with a 128.998. Lockie on top, of course, 127.9 at the moment, and not too bad at all. As we'll flip further afield, because there is Verks just getting himself around on the medium, of course, not wanting to waste a set of softs. Of course, it is an every compound race here, folks. You will need to run all of them during the race. Dries, soft, medium, and hard. and well, that should take care of it. Of course, failure to do so, you will not be classified, and well, that is the rule. Suicide 5 currently out there. Mr. Altitude, there he is there, and well, welcome back, of course. We did see him during the pre-season, but nevertheless, he is back and back with a bang in the reserve livery, and well, let's just see what he can do. Just getting himself all warmed up. Excuse me, not expecting too many big things from this man early doors. It's just about having some fun out there and getting his continuity back. We have missed him. Has been away for a good couple of years, to be fair. And, well, great to have him back on the grid, nevertheless. At the moment, in the second sector, about to begin the third sector. Has not set a timed run yet, but looking pretty handy at the moment. Currently crosses that second sector line. Well, that's the DRS line. The second sector line is a couple of corners away. It most certainly is. As, well, there you go. Tips it in nicely. Power on, does the Suicide 5, and away he goes. Here comes the end of the second sector, the start of the third, and here's a bit of a reference. A 109.755. He's gone a bit wide, a bit deep, compromised his exit, but nevertheless, would have cost him a few tenths there, folks. But, of course, a first timed run, and great to see him back. Awesome, 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 and I'm sure the boys will be enjoying that one, of course, as he's about to open up those rear wing and front wing, put the battery on, and a 131.5 throws him in P14 for now. David currently on a lap, just beginning at the moment, as we'll flick down to who is next. Lukey boy, there he is there, of course, at the start of his lap. Scotty as well, invalidated, Pickle Rick at the beginning of his lap as well, or halfway through, and of course, the man Z, the Group 2 champ from last season. And of course, yes, well, I'll tell you what, he's about to complete his lap, just coming through that last corner now. And we're getting a nice cheeky toe from his teammate as we jump on board with Z. A 129.0 puts him P4. I'll tell you what, I reckon Z's got more left in the tank. That's a bit better from the Z-man. And that's what we like to see. Absolutely brilliant. He's starting to warm to it, is the Z. And, well, fantastic and absolutely brilliant. David getting himself underway, as I did touch on, in that second sector. We've got a couple of guys out on circuit. Who is that? Not too sure. It might be Housey. No, it certainly is not. He's in the pit lane. But we will stay with David, the creator of the Porsche livery. Of course, that is Porsche Motorsport. I'll tell you what, these cars under lights. First time we're having a look at it, folks. And I'll tell you what, not too shabby at all. We'll get a good hard look at them all very, very soon. But of course, yes, that is Porsche Motorsport. We'll jump on board with David as he puts the power down, takes it to that checkered flag. What's he got? A 130.2 for now. Stays P15. We're currently watching Scotty, of course, a Group 2 OnlyFans racing team. And tell you what, Scotty doing bits this season. Very consistent driver. Oh, loosey-goosey. And there he is there. Lost a little bit of time. It won't worry him too much. There is plenty of time left on the clock. 7.5 minutes to be there or thereabouts as he tips it into that last corner. I tell you what, Scotty's just getting a little bit twitchy, isn't he? And of course, just for a first time run, not too shabby at all. A 130.6. He'll tidy that one up. He'll throw that one back in the pit lane. A bit of a splash and dash, and away he'll go for his final run. Berkey boy, there he is there on a fresh set of softs. We'll get him to get through a lap. Lockie up the top there, invalidated. Unfortunately, Fury right behind him. And I dare say, let's bring up these telemetries. Yes, absolutely bring them up. It is qualifying, and at least that way we can see what the boys are doing. We don't like to have it on during the race, but during qualifying, not too bad at all, as Fury's just doing a prep lap as he's about to put the battery on or go into the pit lane. Into the pit lane he goes. 7 minutes remaining, folks. 7 minutes remaining as Lukey boy into the pit lane. He will go, of course, JC. I'll tell you what, JC improving big time as the weeks roll by. I'll tell you what, he's just warmed to it, hasn't he? He doesn't do much practice, does the JC, but I'll tell you what, he's warming to this spec, I think. And, well, he did look good in that preseason test at Silverstone there all those weeks ago. But I'll tell you what, he's carried on that form. And, well, currently running in P7 at the moment, albeit 6.5 minutes to go to the end of qualifying. And, well, sitting on a 129.514 is the Uasa Racing driver. Yes, the Group 2. And that is the livery. Yes, Mr. Fury Strat created that bad boy. And of course, yes, donning those colours, of course, the base is the red. And, well, that is the livery that they've got. Absolutely brilliant from those boys. As, well, there you go, JC just about to start the third sector. And, well, as I did touch on, plenty of time left in this session, folks. As, how do you make custom liveries? How'd you go making the custom liveries? I'll tell you what, folks, you can do it in the game, of course, yes. Just go to Play Now, Customization, click on Car, and away you go, of course. Yes, the boys have got creative license when it comes to creating their team name, the colours, and the livery, of course. Just can't, there's only a couple of certain rules, as you would expect while we are streaming, no doubt about that. But, of course, yes, the rules, well, there's only a couple as I did touch on, and, well, no religious, no country, or any political movement. But other than that, the canvas is theirs. Of course, yes, we're currently watching Benetton Motorsport. That is Brian Bromley, and, well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant from the Bryzer. And, well, I'll tell you what, Bryzer, you've got, well, let's just see. You've got, well, you got a chance. I'm not too sure if you've got them all on, but it looks like you're missing a few. This is round 3, and, well, you're not going to get another chance, Bryzer. I'll tell you what, mate, you're going to have to prove that one. And, well, you were warned last week, you were warned the week before, and if they're missing, buddy, well, guess what, buddy? Well, it will be a DSQ unless you leave the lobby and rejoin with the right decals on there, my friend. But nevertheless, you did preach about it prior to the race. And, well, you're going to test my fortitude. You don't need to, buddy, because it's very easy. It's 3 letters. DSQ is what it spells. As, well, there you go. Brian Bromley into the pit lane. Let's just see if he's going to fix that one up. As, let's just hope it is a glitch. Nevertheless, as I'll bring up the timing tree, let's just see who is who in the zoom. As JC goes P4, there he is there. Back to the pit lane. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, if you don't mind. Of course, Brad Tay about to get himself underway yet again. 138.8, still in P10 with a 29.6. Who hasn't set a lap? The Blue Dog, still in the garage, if you don't mind. Saturday Salmons, there he is there. Well, I'll tell you what, the car just wouldn't tip in, would it? And, well, there you go. What's going on with the Uwasa boys? I'll tell you what, Salmons, I don't think he's got the right one on. It's always someone, and it certainly is. It certainly is. He's done it again. I'll tell you what, Salmons, you're not going to get another chance, mate. It's up to you too, bro. There could be 2 DSQs before this has even started. And I'll tell you what, I didn't even learn from last week, did the Salmons? Running in P17 with a 1 minute 30.284. I'll tell you what, that's the least of his worries. Might need to leave the lobby, put the right livery on, and, well, get himself all sorted, because that is incorrect, my friend. But nevertheless, Mad G running around there in about P14 at the moment. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, of course. And, well, he is just about to he's halfway. Just starting the first sector, starting the second sector, I should say. And not too shabby at all. He's currently up on his previous best by nearly a tenth there, folks. And, well, there you go. Fury Strat in the chat. Well, I'll tell you what, that is a bit of a mouthful to say on the fly. But there you go. Uwasa livery is straight fire, he says. Well, of course, he would say that. He's the absolute creator of it. But nevertheless, Mad G, there he is there. I'll tell you what, looking pretty handy. Doesn't normally run on the traction that he's running on. And, of course, yes, well, he's had to take a few of them off. But nevertheless, doing a great job at the moment. A 30.082 is where he sits. And, well, currently up on a 10th from the first sector. Let's just see where he is at the moment. He's about to cross that second sector. And there you go, folks. Nearly half a second up is the G-Man. Well, I'll tell you what, that puts him in the realms of, where does it put him? P8, P9-ish, around about there. I'll tell you what, that'll be a nice injection from the Mad G. But nevertheless, last corner to negotiate. Oh, a bit loosey on the front end. He puts the power down. He manages to hold it all together. There's the finish line. What's he done? A 29.6, P11. I'll tell you what, the G-Man would be happy with that. There is Johnny M4 in the second sector. There is a couple of guys about to take the line, and who are they? There is Brad Tate in the second sector. Dirty Orange in the garage. And I dare say it would have been Z getting himself underway. It certainly is. And, well, maybe having another crack at it. Nope, battery is off. And there you go, absolutely back to the garage. Will Z sitting on a 129.0, currently P5. I'll tell you what, Bobton, holy moly, P3 at the moment. And I'll tell you what, this bloke is absolutely taken to a fish out of water. It's all early doors, of course. He hasn't done much practice either, but I'll tell you what, if these early doors are to be anything to be taken note of, I'll tell you what, often might be for a bit of a group change, I think, because, well, there you go. Last week, finished P6 after a stunning qualifying. And, well, at the moment, looking to very much follow suit. Sitting P3, of course, very early doors. He is just taken it to, like I said, a fish out of water. Absolutely brilliant. And we'll jump on board with him. He's about to take the line any moment now. Can he improve? No, he's going to make a liar out of me. Back into the pit lane he goes as we'll flick down to Z, and well, Z in that second sector. Where is JC in the first sector? He's absolutely flying. He is. He's our resident Canadian. Jazz Blues Cat, there he is there. Not too sure if he's pushing or not. We'll just get a good reference point when he comes across that line. He definitely won't be, of course. He definitely won't be. Johnny M4, there he is there as Z has retired in the garage, or left the session, I dare say, excuse me. And well, hopefully he gets himself sorted. They've all got multiple invites. We'll just get him another one just in case. So watching Johnny M4 just take a bit of an excursion off track, as if we're to believe that screen. I'll tell you what, very glitchy early doors is this game. To be expected, isn't it, folks? I'll tell you what. There you go. One for Jazz as well. Why not? While we were around that part of the world. And well, Johnny M4. Well, the track map stayed green for him. I'm pretty sure we did see him taking a bit of an excursion. And but nevertheless, absolutely brilliant. Let's just see what he does. I think into the pit lane he goes. Bring up all the timing streams because we need to know how much time is left, and there is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Where is Lockie? Is he going to improve? Well, there he is there in the second sector. Get rid of that little box. Who is next along to cross that line? We'll flick through this list pretty quickly. And, well, there he is there. It is the Housey up by 6/10. Currently in P19 with a 131.195. He's about to take the line any moment now. I dare say this is significantly quicker from the Group 2 driver. It certainly is. A 30.2. Stays at P17. There's Verky Boy in the second sector as well. We'll flick back up to Striker because I think he might be next. He certainly is. And if he's happy with this one, he's going to set it. Can he beat a 29.3? He certainly can. P6 from that man. Absolutely brilliant. Who is next? Well, we'll stay with Lukey Boy. We're going to miss a couple ahead of him. I think it might be Pickle Rick. It certainly is not. It is not. We'll stay with Lukey Boy. And he's about to take the line. He's up by 3/10 at that second sector. Oh, 2.9. Very good from the Lukey Boy. P6 for now. Brian Bromley in the third sector. There he is there. Not up on his previous best. Neither is Pickle Rick. Dirty Orange, well, very much level pegging, isn't he? Verk, well, I'll tell you what, he's on the move, is the Verkinator. Through the last quarter now. Just got one more to negotiate. Power down to that line. And let's just see what he's got in the kit bag. Has the Verky Boy at 29.2. Oh, baby. And absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. As Z needs another invite. No problem. All right, we'll get this for Lockie straight away. Lockie, congratulations. Pole position.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
Absolutely brilliant from you there, Lockie. And yes, Z will get you an invite. As soon as we get off the bloody screen. No worries, Salmons. We'll get you one as well, mate. As soon as I'm able to. Go. Salmons and... Salmons triple check the car. He says it's right. Oh, we'll have to. Well, if it's that, it must be. Well, I don't know. It's the game, I think, mate. It's glitching like all tomorrow. So it's well, in quali it looked like you didn't, but nevertheless, we'll sort that one out after the race. If you're saying you're doing your confident, Salmons, well, I'm confident in you, mate. I mean, you've got a set of eyes. I'm sure you know what you're looking at. But nevertheless, we're gonna have to go with you, mate, and we'll clarify all that stuff at the end. What am I doing here? I'm looking for Z. Where is Z? He wasn't online just before. Is he online now? No, he's not. There he's there. Another one for you, Z. You should have 3 there, mate. Salmons, you got a couple. And as we wait for these boys to tweak their setups, and well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant. So, well, half blind he is. Well, in the vision department or in another department. Well, I hope it's the vision department, and I hope you're wearing your goggles there, Salmons, because you are so. But nevertheless, absolutely brilliant. Lockie North, well, there he is there, taking seniority P1 from that man. Get rid of that. We'll bring up some tyres for everybody to see what they're doing. Don't need that. We need that, and that's about it, really. Fantastic. So Lockie opting to start on the softs. Of course, remember, this is an every compound race, folks. They must use every compound, of course. Dries, hard, medium, and soft. Fury opting to start on the hard compound, and, well, fantastic. Loves an aggressive strat and has gone aggressive. I'll tell you what, if he can hang with the big boys at the front, it's going to hold him in good stead, but I do suspect he might lose a couple of spots off the line, and why it start socks were what? English? I'm not too sure what you're trying to say there, Z. But there you go. Bopton in P3 on the medium. And, well, there you go. This is going to be interesting. Moondog has joined the chat. And there he is there. Our resident Canadian, JC, P4, starting on the soft compound. There is the Z. And we do hope he's back in his car. But there you go. Absolutely brilliant. And P5 from that man on the soft compound. Lukey Boy, very much P6 and on the soft compound, opposite to what he did last week and started on the hard, of course. Yes, absolutely brilliant, but this isn't every compound. Last week was not. Of course, Striker being in P7, starting on the softs as well. Verky Boy P8 on the hard compound, like it, Verk, of course, and absolutely brilliant. Got to make it work on the hard compound while everyone around you is on that softer compound, of course, looking to sprint away. They're going to take the pain early, of course. The race will come to the guys. You can't take control. Oh, ripped to all around me. Oh, dearie me. Absolutely brilliant. He cannot take control of his car, so we'll just broadcast that a little bit. If you're listening, boys, Z cannot take control of his car. Please beware. Please beware. Please beware. We do hope that gets all sorted before the flag drops, mate, because we might have to do a bit of a lobby reset to get yourself back in there, Z. But nevertheless, Mad Riot in P12 on the hard compound. Of course, we did miss a couple there. Dirty Orange in P13 on the softs. David on the soft compound. You can see for yourselves. Scotty in 15th. Jazz Blues Cat in 16th. Johnny M4 in 17th, if you don't mind. Housey 18th. Salmons 19th. Suicide 5 in 20th. And, of course, the Blue Dog did not take a time. And, well, that will be P21. What is going on here? Well, there you go. As we wait for these 5 red lights, hopefully Z's got himself all sorted. Here we go, folks. We've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights. We've got 4 lights. We've got 5 red lights. The lights are out and we are racing. Absolutely brilliant launch there from Lockie. And looks like he's got away. Oh, I'll tell you what, that was Z in the background. And that is it. Low grip. There you go. Absolutely. And, well, there you go. He couldn't take control of his car. We'll stop that. And we'll have to save that replay. We're going to have a look at this while everybody's there. And we'll just get rid of that, of course. We'll mute that and have a good look as Z has retired from the session. We'll have to get him back in. We'll do a bit of a lobby reset, just checking if that works all good, and it certainly does. So
yes,
we will fix all that stuff up, and absolutely
yes,
brilliant.
it's
So we'll just
pole
double check the
position.
Discord to see what is going on there. And yes, absolutely keen to start.
Yes.
Us, at least he certainly was. As well, there you go. We are going to do a lobby reset because Z was not in his car at the beginning of the race, and that is the rule. We'll do one, and we'll get back. Second, folks, excuse me. Well, I'm trying to do 100 things. Going to go on a brief pause. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Have been gathering.
Yes, it's pole position. Yes.
There you go, folks. We are back. The lobby has been reset. And, well, will be the last time we do that. We always do one if there is one that needs to be required. But we won't do another one after that, of course. As, yes, we are getting a lot of good feedback about the game. I mean, yeah, not much has changed. And, well, there you go. We've got some exciting news to come to everybody, of course, towards the end of the season. We're going to keep that one under wraps, but nevertheless, absolutely brilliant. All good things happen to those who wait. And, of course, yes, absolutely brilliant. So the best interest of the boys in the server, of course, at hand, and well, big plans coming for the future, but nevertheless, we'll worry about that at another date. Excuse me. Of course, yes, the boys are in the lobby. They are tweaking their setups. Of course, the formation lap is on, and well, there you go. Why? What's wrong with the game? And well, he says it's perfect. Well, I mean, Black Moon, you are talking out of the proverbial, and well, we all know that, but nevertheless, I'm sure you know all too well, being a steward as well as an admin, and it's all the good things that go with that. But we are here, and of course, yes, in race trim, and well, the formation lap is on, as I did touch on. The grid has been set to quali how it was before, and we are about to go racing, folks. Probably a good segue to put this right up now, of course. Yes, as we did touch on at the start of the stream, this is Johnny M4's 100th Grand Prix in this format, and we'll bring up a little bit of stats for him, and there it is there, of course. Yes, well, I'll tell you what, in this format, he is driven for Golf, Rothmans, Castrol, KDM, Milwaukee, Falcon, Renault, and of course, now Benetton, of course. His best group championship finish was second, of course. He holds the SXR lap record for around the Hungaroring in Hungary, of course. His average race finish position is P12, which isn't too bad for a Group 3/4 driver. And, well, his best race finish to date is a P4. He has 23 top 10 finishes, believe it or not. And I tell you what, folks, he has 7 fastest laps under his belt. And I tell you what, folks, he is the only driver outside of a Group 1 to take that many fastest laps off those guys. Absolutely brilliant from the man. As we'll bring up some more as well. We've got some points here, of course. He has recorded 7 fastest laps, as we did touch on. Of course, both of his top 5 finishes come at his one of his home tracks, and of course I speak of none other than Monza, and well, absolutely brilliant. And I tell you what, M4, without a couple of those track limit penalties that you'd love to collect, you could have had a few podiums. He doesn't have any individual titles, not individual group or team at the moment, but I tell you what, very much a consistent Group 3/4 driver is the M4, and well, there you go. That is his stats. It is his 100th Grand Prix. And, well, here we go, of course. We're just waiting for the guys to load in. Not too sure what is going on. We'll get rid of that as we wait for... Is that... All right, those beeps are happening. We're about to get started. And of course, yes, do this run through yet again. The boys would have had to have selected their setups. Not only that, the tyres they want to start on, the formation lap is on again. They're going to go around yet again. And of course, Lockie starting on the soft compound, Fury on the hard as he was, and Bopton on the medium. Of course, JC on the soft and Z on the medium. Of course, I'm pretty sure that's as you were. Striker definitely on the soft, and as well as Lukey Boy, of course. Burke on the hards as he was. And of course, not Not too sure how the rest, but it looks pretty much all A-OK. Pretty much the same as how it was the first lobby. We will not be doing another lobby reset, of course, and well, this will be it. If it goes kaput after this one, it will be it. We'll run as is, and we'll see how it all pans out, of course. Send your complaints to Codemasters or EA, and well, hopefully they will get back to you, of course. What is going on? Let's just have a look at the front end of this man's car, and well, there you go. So, okay, absolutely brilliant. And well, we'll just check these as we go through, and it could be the game glitching, which would not surprise me one iota. But of course, yes, Brian Bromley is missing some decals according to my screen, and we'll worry about that one after the race. But he hasn't gone to fix it up. He's got one massive major one missing on the side there, and it is Shark. We'll just give a reference for everybody so everybody can see that. Bring up Opton's car, and there is the Shark on the side. And where is Brian's? There is Brian's, about to see the side, and there's no Shark. So there it is there. Well, at least he hasn't got it on instead of putting a rogue one on, but nevertheless, he will fix that one up, no doubt about that. Or it could be fixed, it could just be the game playing funny buggers with us. Who bloody knows? But nevertheless, it is an every compound race, just to remind everybody at home. And of course, yes, as you can see, very much a mixed bag. Lockie taking the seniority pole position from that man, of course. And we'll tell you what, looking to sprint away very early doors on that soft compound. Fury looking for the long game. I'll tell you what, he's going to take the pain early with that hard compound, and we'll get rid of it nice and early and leave the quicker, softer rubber towards the end of the Grand Prix. But nevertheless, this one is shaping up to be an absolute belter, folks. And we've just got to get off the line. Hopefully everyone stays in the lobby. Connections are good at this stage, and well, we'll worry about that at a later date. Just got to get through it, of course, and we'll sit with Lockie, get rid of all of these screens. And we wait for these 5 red lights, folks. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, we've got 5 red lights, folks. Oh, they're holding. They're out, they're out, they're out. And a great launch there from Lockie yet again. A bit squirmish there from Fury. But so far, so good. The top 2 get away absolutely brilliantly. They've just got to get through the first 2 corners unscathed. So far, so good. Bopton swoops around the outside of Fury. Can he hold it? Oh, he certainly can. They're side by side. Absolutely brilliant first couple of corners, boys. And they've all got through unscathed, which is what we expect from this brilliant bunch of... Oh, who was that in the background? That is a reserve. That is an absolute reserve, getting it all wrong. And well, that is Mad G with a bit of a broken nose. He's going to have to get that one all fixed up. But nevertheless, it is early doors. We've still got green flags. Not too sure what happened there with the reserve tripping over, a couple of reserves tripping over each other. But nevertheless, we'll move further afield. We'll bring up the timing tree for everybody at home. And there it is there. We'll go up to Pickle Rick, because it looks like he's made some moves off the start line. He certainly has. Up in a P6, Brad Tate jostling for position. Well, I'll tell you what, loosey-goosey coming out of the hairpin. And can he hold on to that P6 right on board with Brad Tate? And that's what he's exactly looking at. P7, P6. And well, so far so good. Around the outside does Brad Tate go. Can he hold it? It will become the inside for the next one. He certainly can. What a move from the Brad Tate. Up in the P6, if you don't mind. I'll tell you what, these OnlyFans boys are starting to fire up. Great launch there from Scotty. Up into P9 already, and I'll tell you what, it is not over yet. Scotty, Pickle Rick, Scotty, and it looks like Scotty's got it done on the inside of the last corner. Absolutely brilliant, and he certainly has. Holds P8. I'll tell you what an opening couple of laps that was, folks. As we'll flick further down to Striker, he's lost a bunch of spots off the start line, down in P12 at the moment. Of course, hovering around David and Dirty Orange. Daz Bluescat there as well, as Bopton losing spots down to P9 at the moment. Scotty making hay. He certainly is on that soft compound, up into P8. Bopton down to P9. Pickle Rick P10. I'll tell you what, Berkey boy, P5 from that man. We'll get the position changes for everybody at home, and there it is there. Brian Bromley, have a look at him go, up 6 spots. Who's the biggest gainer? It certainly is him. No, it is not. It is Scotty. And look at the OnlyFans. There's 3 of them abreast. Oh, there you go. What a move. Is that Z making a move on Burke? It certainly is. And Scotty trying to follow suit. Absolutely brilliant from these boys. And, well, the OnlyFans working brilliantly as a team. team, as the Moondog, the OnlyFans parade is what he's preaching there. And I'll tell you what, a couple of them might have just wheel banged. I'll tell you what, that might have just cost the third one of them there. Who was that? It is certainly Scotty, and well, there you go. There you go. Oh, dearie me. I'll tell you what, Z has just got past Scotty. Scotty dropped down to 7th there, folks. He's up 8 spots. Absolutely brilliant start from that man. And, well, I'll tell you what, does it week in, week out, does the Scotty. Fury has dropped a couple, but he won't mind that too much. He's on the hard compound, folks. Let's just remember that. There is the tyres. And, of course, you would expect the top two to absolutely bolt away. Ryan doing a stunning job from where he qualified in P3 at the moment. And as we did touch on, Fury doing a fantastic job in P4, with that hard compound, hanging with the boys up the front, of course, Z and Brad Tay. I'll tell you what, these teammates are all jostling, aren't they? Bopton looks for a move around the outside of Brad Tay, can't get it done. Scotty says, no you don't, son, know your place. And well, there you go, Bopton has to tuck in. I'll tell you what, these OnlyFans are going to make it tough for him. But I'll tell you what, Bopton's fancying a chance around the outside. No you don't. Scotty's awake to it, but he goes the inside for the next one. I'll tell you what, Scotty's got his hands absolutely full with the quick Bopton at the moment, and looking very racy at the moment is the Boptoonie on the medium compound. Scotty on the soft, and we'll flick further afield because how's he starting to make moves? I think he certainly is. He's starting to reel in Jazz Blues Cat, albeit for 15th and 16th at the moment. Johnny M4 already with a track limit penalty. Oh, he's got Loosey Goosey coming out of the hairpin. And there you go, a little bit of a touch on the rear from Jazz, and there you go. He's held it all in a straight line, but nevertheless, Johnny M4 struggling at the moment with the rear of that car by the look of things, as we'll flick further afield because Bopton's still tucked in behind Scotty and doing a fantastic job, I must say so, as we'll flick down to Verk, because it looks like he's dropped a couple of spots as well. P11 from that man. He won't mind it too much on the hard compound, as his race will come to him in a little bit. Excuse me, folks, we just had to hydrate in the background, but there you go, Bopton having another good look at Scotty, and I dare say that's just a procession. Oh, who's that in the background? That's a teammate, that is Dirty Orange. Oh, he's looking to get amongst it, isn't he? He certainly is. He's all over Pickle Rick like a rash, and who was that? That was the OnlyFans around. That is Brad Tay. Oh, dearie me, he's dropping like a stone. I tell you what, the triplets have now, well, this still become a triplet, of course. Dirty Orange there and thereabouts, isn't he? Doing his thing as Brad Tay looks to pick up the pieces a little bit after making that little bit of an uncharacteristic error, dropping himself all the way down to P18, as we'll flick further down because Jazz Blues Cat, David and Housey, I'll tell you what, the gaps have stabilised. Housey not really making as many end grounds as what I would expect, but I'll tell you what, the race is long. We're only on lap 4 of 29 here, folks. And I'll tell you what, anything can and usually does happen in Grand Prix racing. Brad Tay looks like he's picked up the pieces, having a good look at his old sparring partner. Holy moly, it's the B1s and the B2s. It certainly is. And I'll tell you what, well, a blast from the past from these two. We'll keep an eye on the rest as, well, Pickle Rick looking for a move on the Bopton. But nowhere to pass through there at the moment. Nowhere to pass through here for the Brad Tay as well. He's just hanging on the back of his old mate there, isn't he? As we'll flick further afield because Scotty is doing bits at the moment. He's got his hands full with the Bopton. I'll tell you what, who is absolutely opening the eyes of everybody around him. I don't think anyone can believe he's running up there with everybody. This is 2 weeks in a row. I think Bopton's group needs a revisit, but nevertheless, he's absolutely doing a stunning job. Is the Boptoonie. P7 from that man. I'll tell you what, he's battling with Scotty, and I'll tell you what, Scotty's pulling out all the tricks. No, you don't, son. No, you don't. Stay where you are. Please, please, please. As, well, Bopton P7, Verk P8. Of course, Pickle Rick P9. I'll tell you what, Dirty Orange right there and thereabouts, isn't he? And I'll tell you what, Verk has got his hands full. He's trying to make the hay while the sun is shining. And of course, the sun is always shining in the desert, of course. And let's not forget, keep it in your memory banks, folks. They need to do the every compound, the dry compounds, of course. And well, they have not made their first stop yet, of course. Excuse me, I do lie. Suicide 5 has made his stop. He certainly has. He's made one of them. And we'll just have a look at the tyre. He's on the hard compound, and well, he certainly has made one stop. He certainly has. Mad Riot made one stop, of course, and Mr. JC as well. So JC, well, he's got 2 more compounds to go. Mad Riot, 2 more compounds to go. And of course, Mr. Suicide 5, one more to go. Probably looking to do a long stint on that hard compound. Not too sure, don't quote me on it. And, well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant from those boys. Dirty Orange has started to close the gap on Pickle Rick. He certainly has, and putting all sorts of pressure. He's going to have to, because he's got a Porsche Motorsport right up his clacker. And I speak of none other than, excuse me, well, that's not Porsche Motorsport. That is, who is that? That is, no way. Hang on a second, folks. I've just lost my bearings. Who was that? I think this lobby is glitched anyway. Holy moly. As, well, there is Jazz. That is Striker. And, of course, that is David. And, well, there you go. It sorted itself out in the end, folks. Do apologise. It's a bit of a funny session, the old tonight one is, as Pickle Rick making a move around the inside, or holding that move. Oh, he's getting a bit squirmish. Dirty Orange trying to push the envelope. As, well, Berg, there he is there, around the outside. Pickle Rick, oh, his front end's washing out. They give each other racing room. I tell you what, a bit of a snap of oversteer from Pickle Rick. Holds the car absolutely brilliantly. They do not wheel bang. Awesome racing, boys. And they live to fight another day. Dirty Orange senses blood as well. I'll tell you what, this ain't over. A great little mid-pack battle between Pickle Rick, Verk. I'll tell you what, Striker fancies himself in this as well. As we'll have a good look at Lukey Boy. I'll tell you what, I've been watching this man on the timing tree the last couple of laps, and he's really started to reel in Brian. I'll tell you what, Brian doing a phenomenal job. Let's not forget, folks, he has been out of Grand Prix racing for quite some time. He's able to do it full-time this season. And I'll tell you what, new spec, new Brian, absolutely brilliant. Doing stunning job. Running in P3 at this early stage of the Grand Prix. Albeit, yes, every compound. I'm going to remind you folks at home, every compound race, the soft, medium and hard compound, they'll all need to use every single driver, as Verk and Dirty Orange still doing battle. And, well, there you go. Dirty Orange has resided to P10. Verk's going to have another crack here at Pickle Rick by the look of things. Who does, well, there he goes there. There he goes there. They're both on the hard compound. I suspect the soft starting to fade a little bit just now. And who is that in the pit lane? There is Pickle Rick. So we'll keep an eye if he's going to go for a nose change as well, or is that just strategy, getting rid of the old, well, the slower compound, of course, the hard compound, and well, opting to go for a softer set of boots. As let's just have a look to see what he's put on, and he's put on another set of hards. Oh, dearie me, that's another set of hard compound. What's he done? Let's just double check that from the race, Mr. Race Director, and he certainly did a double stint of hards. He went hard, and I'm not too sure if that is a Jeff moment. But instead of doing a two-stopper, Pickle Rick now has to do a three-stopper. Dearie me, and well, that is going to hurt him big time. Come out of the pits in P18 with the Blue Dog, who slots in behind him. Has not yet stopped. Is the Blue Dog in P18, and well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant. Lukey Boy is still 3/10 and there and thereabouts, isn't he? Behind Brian Bromley. Absolutely brilliant from him, as well, Verk still 4/10 behind Scotty. P8 from that man. And I tell you what, Striker, our Group 4 champ from last season, promoted to Group 3 this season, of course, with his mate, with his old sparring partner, old footy bender, who unfortunately is not with us tonight, of course. And well, I'll tell you what, Striker doing bits as well. Phenomenal start to the season is he having, of course, and well, absolutely stunning from our current Group 3 champion. He's making himself a real big nuisance to Verk, just making himself all really big in the mirrors. And well, I tell you what, our Season 3 champ is not blinking to that, as well, Striker peels off into the pit lane. So does Scotty. And well, Verk decides to continue, of course. Why wouldn't you? On that hard compound, has promoted Luke into P3, a 7-lap old soft compounds, if you don't mind. And I'll tell you what, he might be feeling the burden as we speak with them. But he's hanging with Brian at this, well, I'll tell you what, on lap 8, of course. So I suspect through the twisty part of the lap, he will start to drop off. Yeah, he certainly is, isn't he? Just losing that little bit of touch through the corners, of course. And that will all be tyre wear, folks. But nevertheless, absolutely stunning job from this man, as well, Z doing Z things. And I'll tell you what, P4, he won't mind that one iota, will the Z. And I'll tell you, Bopton doing bits as well. And well, he is that man. Benetton Motorsport is who he drives for. Group 4 driver. And tell you what, Bopton doing good things as well. So currently sitting at P5. And well, I'll tell you what, has got Verk and Lockie, who has already stopped for company. Jazz Bluescat, there he is there in P16. and we'll give him some airtime because he's currently all over Mad G, who is starting to reel in, Pickle Rick, who is starting to reel in Striker, who has just come out of the pit lane, and there you go, has got a track limit warning penalty to his name. That is 3 seconds. We'll have a look at that for everybody at home, and there you go, folks, all of them with 3, bar Johnny M4, who has 6 seconds. There you go, folks. 4 position. Is Lockie going to get the job done? Well, certainly not. He's taking his sweet time on making that move. Of course, that is Verk yet to stop. Maybe Lockie's thought better of it. He'll just tuck in for now and, well, doesn't need to really force the issue as, well, he's already made that stop and, well, the guys ahead yet to stop, of course. He's got to stop one more time. It is in every compound race as, there you go, he's just peeled off and Verk there's the Smash Verk, of course. P5 for Lockie, P6 for the Verkinator. And, well, he won't mind that. As I did touch on early doors, his race will come to him a little bit later on, of course, with the guys starting on the hard compound. Of course, we'll flick up to Fury. New race leader is this man, enjoying some free air for a change. I'll tell you what, he'll be licking the lips. So I'll tell you what, it is this man's, well, option to call it, of course, when he will stop for that medium, of course. 29 laps is the race running time, of course. Yes, currently done 9 of them. There is 20 to go. He's got 2 tyre compounds to put on after this one, of course. He's got the medium and the soft. So both will comfortably make it to the end from here, but it's not about it's not about that. It's just getting there the quickest way possible. You definitely don't want to put on a stint of tyres and just have to drag them across the line, of course. You've got the option to be primo all the way through, and that's what I expect these boys to do. But nevertheless, Fury knows exactly what he's doing. Holding his own, 5.9 seconds. Brian peels off into the pit lane. And of course, what is Z doing? Z's going to continue on. Bobden, there he goes into the pit lane as well. Lockie will continue on, of course. Why wouldn't he? He's already made his stop. And same with Verk with the hard compound. He will continue as well. So there you go, folks. You can see for yourself as, well, Housey in the pit lane, getting rid of that medium. David makes a trip into the pit lane, and we're seeing a lot of action in the pit lane. Who else will decide to come in? Of course, JC has stopped. He did get rid of that soft compound early doors. And, well, there you go, on the medium compound as we speak. As the boys start to come out, Lockie in P3. He's really starting to reel in Z now. He's yet to stop on 9-lap-old mediums, folks. I'll tell you what, we're going to go. He's got a little bit wide. Not too sure if that was an invalidation. We'll get to enjoy a lap with this magnificent circuit with Lockie, of course. There you go, folks. Another stunning lap from the Lockie as Dirty Orange, that was Z getting out of the pit lane as Dirty Orange, 3-second warning for him. And there you go, Z coming out of the pit lane. Well, is he going to stay 6th? Have a look at the traffic behind him. But lucky for him, it is his teammate. Of course, he's going to peel off in 6th, though. 7th for him. And will he stay behind his teammate? He certainly will as we'll drive him on board. And I'll tell you what, have a look at Bopton go. Bopton, and who is that? That is Striker. Side by side, Bopton gets the job done. Absolutely he does. Striker there and thereabouts. He does have that 3 seconds. And there you go, speeding in the pit lane for Mad Riot. That's not going to help him one iota, but nevertheless, Striker doing a good job. JC around the outside. Is he going to make it stick? Well, he certainly is. What a move from the Canadian. Well, there you go, up in a P9 from that man. And, well, there you go, around the outside, which became the inside of Striker. And, well, up into P9. Absolutely brilliant from the JC as we'll flip flick further afield. David in 15th, as you were. He's still got Brad Tay for company, who's had a little bit of a recovery drive after that early spin, early doors. Was doing it real well. Was running with Scotty, wasn't he? And Z, his teammates, of course, had that uncharacteristic error. Now in 14th, and a bit of a recovery drive to do from there. As we'll have a look at Mad Right. Where is he? Well, he is there, all over Blue Dog, and just getting to grips with the medium or the no traction, whichever one he's using at the moment. And well, JC in P9, as we did touch on early doors. Of course, Z come out of that pit lane in P8. He's got that hard compound on. And let's just have a look at the race director for everybody at home to see what everyone's done, of course. And there you go. You can see all the stops. And of course, the only one who's done a double stint, I dare say, is Pickle Rick. He did a double stint of hard compound, and there it is there, folks. So he's going to have to put on another 2 stops, meaning a medium and a soft for that man. We'll get rid of that, and of course, we'll go back racing. Where is the closest gap, folks? It certainly is here. Striker and JC, and Pickle Rick and Jazz Bluescat. Jazz Bluescat doing a stunning job, holding his own in P11 at the moment. Had made his first round of pit stops. Is running with Pickle Rick by the look of things all Grand Prix and comfortably in P11. Not too far behind Striker, not too far ahead of Pickle. And I tell you what, he's going to have his hands full. It'll be good for him, and awesome to see his progression. Absolutely loving it, Jazz. Keep sending it, buddy, as Bopton and Scotty do battle yet again. Of course, 1.5 tenths here, folks. And I tell you what, Bopton looking the absolute chocolates, isn't he? He's doing a phenomenal job. Look at all the pressure he's putting on Scotty. A bit of a tail wag there from Scotty. I'll tell you what, he's just hunting. Not giving him an inch. We'll jump on board with the Boptoonie. And there you go. Have a look at him go. He's absolutely sending it. And I'll tell you what, for a guy who had a fractured neck not too long ago, with his neck brace, he's come out of it smelling like chocolates and roses. Absolutely brilliant. And that's what we love to see. The Boptoonie doing his thing. I tell you what, he's going to come for a move. He certainly is. And all before the penultimate corner, he's done it. Absolutely up into P6. I tell you what, Boptoonie P6, Brian Brumley in P5. And I tell you what, those Benetton boys doing their thing for the team. Of course, Johnny M4 currently down in 17th as we speak. And of course, yes, they're missing their Group 1 driver at the moment. Liam, he's got internet issues tonight, unfortunately, and could not join us. But nevertheless, he'll be with us next week. Next week, we're at the Netherlands, of course, folks. It is a sprint and feature round, but nevertheless, it is Bahrain, the every compound race. And so far, so good. Scotty has retaken Bopton. I dare say this is the yo-yoing effect of the battery, the very much battery management that has become a, it's become a thing. We'll call it a thing. Why not? Absolutely. As, well, Bopton, there he is there, P7. Z, well, I'll tell you what, Z's got his hands full with Striker, and JC, he just hasn't started to catch as quickly as what he would have liked, albeit on 11-lap-old mediums. And, of course, JC, one more compound to do, and I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it is the hard compound. We're going to double-check, because we've got to get this right, and there he is there. It certainly is the hard compound he needs to put on, so he will comfortably get to the end from wherever he decides to do that. And of course, doesn't want to lose too much time on the medium. And, well, I'll tell you what, Pickle Rick having a good sneaky look at Jazz Bluescat. Jazz holding his line, and I'll tell you what, made Pickle think better of it. He had to pull out of that one and just tuck in and use the track to his advantage. Absolutely brilliant. And, yeah, I think so there, Droft. He certainly has. He did not want to, well, get amongst it. He just wanted to have a good time out there on the circuit and just get a race under his belt. It's been some time for the lad, as you know, of course, a good few years, but this one will be good for him as, well, there you go. We're seeing some people in the pit lane, and that'll be Verk, and certainly will be Verk. Promotes Z up to P7, and of course, there is Scotty and Bopton still doing battle of these two. I'll tell you what a phenomenal start to the season has Bopton had. I cannot believe it. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And, well, you know what he's like. You know what S5's like there, Droft. We don't need to tell you twice. But nevertheless, a change on track for position. And it certainly is. That is Johnny M4 and Salmons doing battle. Johnny M4 getting by Salmons up into P15. Salmons slots into 16. I'll tell you what, folks, these track limit penalties, they're starting to come in big time, aren't they? And let's have a look. Of course, Mad Right. We copped that 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. 3, 3, 3, 6 now to Verk. Johnny M4 with 9. The rest have 3. And, of course, Mad Riot with 10. Wow. I mean, I wasn't even looking, to be honest. But yeah, he is that. I mean, Mr. Altitude. He's got a lot of names. I mean, he's got a lot of names. But at the moment, we'll leave him be. Let him just find his groove. It's been too long for the lad. We're not going to torment him just yet. Of course, doing great things is the S5. And, well, good to see him back in the fold anyway. Regardless, this race will be good for him. And, well, hopefully, he keeps putting his hand up, does Mr. Altitude, and hopefully he gets his wings back. Well, who knows? But Pickle Rick shaping up a move on Jazz Blues Cat. Just a bit too far back. Jazz doing a fantastic job by the look of things on the management side of things as Striker's starting to reel in Z. These guys have been nose to stern all Grand Prix long, and Bopton starting to check out a little bit, isn't he? Have a look at him. He's already broken the Ducks back, of course, of Scotty. He's stretched that gap of 2 seconds at the moment. And well, I'll tell you what, a couple laps ago was just a few tenths, wasn't it? But Bopton really starting to stretch his legs a little bit, getting to familiarise himself with the spec, and it looks like he's absolutely loving it. Pickle Rick all over Jazz Blues Cat yet again here, folks. There's just nowhere to pass through here. He's got to be earlier on the throttle, but if you do that, you lose the rear like that. And, well, there you go. He's just lost all that attempted advantage he was trying to get. And, well, he'll live to fight another day. It's very much a patience game. Even though you're trying to send it, you're conserving at the same time. It is very foreign to get used to because it's just not what you do when you race. But nevertheless, these boys are getting better and better week by week. And, yeah, it is tough, folks. It is just something completely different to what you're used to if you are a racer out there, of course. You're taught to send it, maximise corner speeds, exit speeds, entry speeds, pick up throttles, all that stuff, and you're never taught to lift and coast unless you've got, of course, fuel issues, fuel saving issues, or a car issue, a mechanical issue with the car. So this is very much part of the racing these days on this spec. And well, I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to say it out loud right now. Bring on 2030 cannot come quick enough for the real life stuff, but nevertheless, I digress. This is a belter of a Grand Prix, of course, at Bahrain. How's he? P11, and a great little bit of a recovery drive at the moment. He has got Pickle Rick for company. I tell you what, Jazz Blues Cat holding his own as we speak. Flick further afield because there is Johnny M4. I'll tell you what, what's going on here? Salmons just might have got by him. He certainly did. And well, Johnny M4, I'll tell you what, it shouldn't be tyre life. It might have just been the grip coming out of that penultimate corner. And there you go. He's going to take it under braking by the look of things. He certainly is. And a little bit of a lock-up. He's gone a little bit deeper. He's going to hang on to that position. P15 from Johnny. Of course, JC up in a 14th. Does not need to stop again yet, folks. We're going to check on that in just a little bit with all these tyre changes. Of course, they must run all 3 compounds. Of course, nevertheless, we'll double check. Pickle Rick still getting all loosey-goosey, coming out of those slow speed corners, and just not helping him. The time he does gain, he loses it. The second he puts the power down, maybe just to be a bit more tentative coming out of those corners. I'm not too sure if it's setup related or a bit of that right foot related. Who knows? But we'll flick up the top because Lockie in the pit lane, and there you go. That is the final of his stops. Fury, well, I'll tell you what, I think that might be him done and dusted as well. Let's just double check this race director, folks. Have a look at the stops. And, well, there you go. Fury, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there he is there. He's still got to stop. He's got to put the soft compound on. Anyone done the 3 tyres yet? And no, not just yet. So we'll worry about that in a little bit. We'll wait till Lockie hits the track, and hopefully that will re-register. Striker in the pit lane. I dare say, well, that will be for his final stop, of course. And there you go. Absolutely brilliant from these boys. The closest battle on, well, closest gap on circuit. I was going to say David, but he was in the pit lane. It certainly is Pickle Rick, Jazz Blues Cat, and Housey, of course. I think Pickle Rick shaping up a move now. Oh, he's just a little bit too far back. He's just got to pick up the throttle ever so nicely. Oh, he's all loosey-goosey yet again. And I'll tell you what, Jazz doing a stunning job, holding his own, isn't he? He certainly is, and very good on the throttle as well, not losing the rear end of that car, doing a phenomenal job, of course. It was very much a greenhorn last season, done a phenomenal job to catch the pack, and have a look at him now, running in P8 at the moment, and doing a phenomenal job. Got to sing his praise, folks. He deserves it. He's putting the work and he's reaping the rewards, and absolutely brilliant from the Jazz. Dirty Orange, P17, if you don't mind, on lap 17, of course, is trying to hunt down Salmons, who's on 11 lap old mediums, and I reckon they're just about done. You can see Salmons sliding all over the joint. I think Orange senses blood here, folks, and I think he's going to take him any moment now. Yeah, he certainly is. Look how squirmish, of course, Salmons is on throttle, under braking, and I think this is a matter of moments now. Whether we're going to see Salmons put it in the pit lane, I'm not too sure. But Pickle Rick getting that job done on Jazz Blues Cat, as I'll flick further back because it looks like a move is imminent. Salmons trying to make that car extremely wide. There is the Dirty Orange. We'll get rid of that timing tree because that is just confusing things, as here comes the Dirty Orange. He needs a great exit, and it looks like he's got one. But I think Salmons has absolutely put a bit of battery there for some defense, but nevertheless, Orange should, and with the overtake mode coming up around this last corner, he should have the chocolate start. Oh, they're both loosey-goosey, and they're both going in the pit lane. They've followed each other in. Oh, Orange goes, no, you don't. I'll do what you don't do. And he's decided to change it up last minute. Very good from the Orange. Up into 16th, Jazz Blues Cat releases him a bit of pressure relief. He can breathe 1 second up the road, of course. Johnny M4 in 14th, and your guy JC, I'll tell you what, had a ripper start of the Grand Prix, just has not come back to him towards the end of it, but there is still 11 laps remaining, folks. Of course, many more laps to go. Many things can happen, and of course, probably usually will. How's he starting to reel in Pickle Rick, isn't he? P9 at the moment. 0.4 of a second is the gap, and well, absolutely stunning, of course. Did start towards the back. And let's have a look at the position changes for everybody at home. There they are there. Housey up 9 spots. The biggest gainer of the Grand Prix to date is that man. Scotty up 8. And of course, you can do the math yourself. Of course, Housey started P18. Of course, and Scotty started P15. And so there you go, respectively. Awesome Grand Prix to date. The biggest loser of the bunch, unfortunately, is that man we were just talking about, the resident Canadian, JC, down 9 spots, and not too sure if he's got an issue with the car or what's happened, but he was absolutely flying early doors, wasn't he? And well, not too sure if he made a bit of an error, a bit of a damage, I'm not too sure, but absolutely can't find the good end of it at the moment. Running in 13th, doesn't seem to be making any ground whatsoever, but I could be wrong. He could be just conserving towards the end of the Grand Prix, because it is very much that what we're doing these days. Of course, Lukey Boy in P3, and doing a phenomenal job is Luke. P3 yet again. And I'll tell you what, if he didn't have that kerfuffle in round 1, I reckon he would have had a podium every Grand Prix just thereabouts, I reckon. And, well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant from this man. And we'll start at 3rd, is 3rd. No position gain at the moment, but he won't mind that too much. He'll be happy with a podium result, that's for sure. As Housey Pickle Rick doing battle. Housey looking for a move around the outside. Oh, is that Striker? It's that Housey. It's Pickle Rick. Well, there you go. What happened there? And, well, there you go. Pickle Rick around the outside of Ferg, who has taken Housey. That was a 3-1. I'm not too sure what happened there, but of course, Housey losing out of that one, of course, down into P9, Verk P8, and of course, there is Pickle Rick. So I dare say Verk went by Housey as well and tried to get Pickle Rick sleeping, but no, he was awake to that. But this looks like a move about to happen any moment now. Verk is looking real racy. He goes to the inside, and I dare say candy from a baby, folks. That certainly is well before the penultimate corner. And job done. Job done. Of course, Lukey Boy in the pit lane. His teammate, nevertheless, as the boys start to make their final round of pit stops, folks. We are on lap 20 of 29. And I'll tell you what, this one's gone by pretty bloody quickly, if you ask me, as we'll flick down to Housey, because Housey and Pickle Rick still doing battle. He's got that for David on the inside. And, well, that was Lukey Boy coming out of the pit lane. David right behind him out of the pit lane, excuse me. And there is Striker some distance back. Oh, Housey's made a mistake. I'm not too sure what's happened. In the wall goes Housey as we'll flick further afield. And Bobden still doing his thing in P5 as we'll put the tyres on for everybody at home. The gaps have stabilised, folks. The closest battle on circuit was that one there, the Luke and Pickle Rick. And Dirty Orange has left the session. Oh, a bit of connection issues from the Orange man. Excuse me, folks. Couple of invites for you, Mr. Dirty Orange, and get yourself back in the lobby, my friend. As Lockie North all over Brian Bromley, making a move on the inside. Absolutely brilliant. Throws himself up in a P2. We'll get rid of that. And that is, who was that peeling off in the pit lane? Of course, that was the reserve of Suicide 5, changing for his final pit stop. I dare say Fury still in the lead. 10 seconds, if you don't mind. Lockie on the hard compound. And let's just double check this race director to see who still needs to make that final stop. And of course, a lot of them do, don't they? Who has made the 3 stops? No one has made the 3 tyre changes at the moment, and well, very, very interesting. I dare say those rounds are about to happen any moment now, folks. But nevertheless, we're keeping a keen eye on it, aren't we? Absolutely we are. Why not? Verk and Lukey Boy, the 2 teammates, are we going to see a change of position here? I dare say we will not. Lukey Boy on the fresher rubber. Verk does have that time penalty, and he might just be better off served as a bit of a rear gunner at the moment, because he has got Housey right behind Verk, of course, and Striker creeping up a little bit as well, of course. JC, I'll tell you what, he might have heard the call. He's now 0.4 of a second behind, well, his old sparring partner, Mr. Scotty, and his beautiful aim for the NBN all those seasons ago that JC was absolutely referring to. Absolutely brilliant from those two, to be fair. And, well, 10th and 11th, respectively, as we'll flick down to Johnny M4, because he fancies a little bit of Jazz Blues Cat, albeit on 12 lap old hards. Does need to stop again, does the Johnny M4, but nevertheless, running in P13, excuse me, does have time penalties next to his name. Will drop like a stone, but nevertheless, excuse me, a solid run in 13th as he loses the rear. And there you go, folks. Bit tail happy is the M4 as we've seen a change for position, and it certainly is. David under braking, of course, over Dirty Orange. Dirty Orange on 11 lap old hards. David on very much fresh, brand new mediums as Pickle Rick and Brad Tay doing battle. Pickle Rick looking for a move on the inside and gets that job done. Brad Tay's not done yet. He goes for the outside inside, but just doesn't quite work. He'll hang in there and thereabouts and look for a great exit. Hopefully can pick him up before the last corner, but he's looking real racy, is the Brad Tay. He'd be spewing he lost that spot, but I'll tell you what, Pickle Rick has fired up and he's looking to make moves on Johnny M4 as well. So I'll tell you what, folks, this 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th, absolutely brilliant. A great towards the back of the pack battle as we're seeing a change for position. We certainly are as guys go into the pit lane. Pickle Rick, Johnny M4 in. Who is that in the pit lane? Brad Tate promoted up into 14th. And I'll tell you what, folks, this timing tree is playing funny buggers this week, but nevertheless, we'll push through, get through it. Nearly done, folks. 22 of 29. Suicide 5, 3 seconds to his name, if you don't mind. But nevertheless, the race has settled. The gaps have settled. JC is looking to make a move on Scotty. I tell you what, Verk looking to make a move on Pickle Rick as we'll flick up to JC. There's nowhere to pass through there. And I'll tell you what, be very brave under braking. Scotty's pretty handy on the brakes himself, but have a look at these boys just test each other's limits. And I'll tell you what, they run together pretty much week in, week out and test each other under all sorts of conditions. It's brilliant to watch and I'm sure they enjoy it as well. Pickle Rick, Jazz Blues Cat, there you go, folks. Is he going to make a move on the inside? Jazz gives him some room, to be fair, and they're both power on. And let's just have a look. They're side by side. Jazz not giving an inch. Jazz got the better straight line speed. He's going to take that corner. He certainly is. And we'll stay in P10. We'll have a look at that. He's gone deep, and it's cost him big time. Burke on the inside, and that promotes Burke up into P11. So Jazz lost 2 spots in a couple of corners there, just from going a little bit deep into that corner. And well, there you go. Ouchie, ouch. But of course, yes, he can make up that ground. He's looking very good, is the Jazz Blues Cat. I'll tell you what, Fury, excuse me, his teammate JC, there he is there. And I'll tell you what, him and Scotty, as you were, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. As we'll flick further down because, excuse me, Brad Tay, there he is there. And he fancies a bit of Jazz as well. Look at Brad Tay with some overspeed. And I think he's going to get this job done well before turn 1. See if he can pick up the inside of the reserve. No, he's just a bit too far back for that one. Jazz trying to hang it around the outside. Brad Tay gives him all the room in the world. Jazz is not done yet. They're side by side. Brad gets the job done. And what a move up into P12 from Brad Tay. Fantastic stuff from these boys. Absolutely brilliant racing. Love to see it, lads, as well, Z and Striker doing battle. Z's come out on that beautiful soft compound. I'll tell you what, look at Fury. Fury wants a fastest lap, so does Z. He's going to make some positions up with that soft compound. I'll tell you what, Striker putting that car, that Duracell Motorsport, exactly where you don't want it, making it as extremely wide as possible. Does not need to relinquish position. And well, Z just biding his time at the moment. To say he's just going to tuck in a little bit. He might get it done at the start of the third sector, or the end of the lap, or the start of the next. Who knows? But looking very, very good at this stage for the Z. He's got that soft compound on, brand new, and well, I expect once he dispatches Striker, I dare say he will catch Lukey Boy relatively quickly. Oh, a bit of a tail wag there from Scotty, folks. An absolute tail wag. JC senses bloody certainly does. Around the inside is going to be the outside of turn one. Scotty racing absolutely smart, knowing, of course, it is a right-hander for turn one, left-hander for turn two. He'll take the inside, be the outside for this next corner, which will become the inside. And there you go, holds track position. But he was a little bit squirmish through that sequence, and he's just opened the door for JC. He's just a little bit too far back. These boys know each other very, very well. And I dare say we're going to be treated to some fireworks towards the end of this one. These boys will have grins on their face from ear to ear, of course. 5-lap-old hards versus 10-lap-old hards. Very much cancelling each other out in the tyre life department. Nothing to see here as Brad Tay all over Prickle Rick. He's not done yet either, is the Brad Tay. Of course, 8-lap-old hards. Pickle Rick on that medium compound, but they will fade in a few and might peter out a little bit. So he's just got to keep on keeping on. Does the Brad Tay and putting all sorts of pressure. I'll tell you what, yo-yoing for position is the JC and Scotty. JC going for another move. He certainly is up the inside. Well and truly done. Up into P8. JC, of course. Scotty down into P9. Oh, if he's not careful, he's going to lose another one. Verk is all over him. A bit loosey-goosey coming through that, well, the S section, absolutely. And, well, there you go. Has to tuck in a little bit. It's almost damage limitations. Look how squirmy Scotty is. I reckon, well, I'm not too sure if it's setup related, but very, very squirmish on the rear end. Is this a mandatory two-stop? Question mark. Well, it is a... Well, the way we've run it this season is in every compound race, weather's set to dry, the boys need to run every compound. So soft, medium and hard. If they do not do that, they will be disqualified. It is a little stipulation. We've decided to give the guys, well, something different. Everyone does the same stuff and we're going to change it up a little bit. Of course, we are all feeling the pain of the spec of the regulations, of course, real life and in the game, and well, making it easier for everybody. Absolutely brilliant we are. So yes, Perky boy, oh, was late on the brakes. Well, I'll tell you what, nearly went into the rear end of Scotty, had to gather the car up, did very, very well not to lose it there. And I'll tell you what, lives to fight another day. Verky boy P10, Scotty P9. I'll tell you what, JC, with all that while battling with Scotty, now finds himself in P8. I'll tell you what, Bob Tooney, there he is there, of course, and well, just a little bit further up the road, 5.9 seconds to be exact. And well, Bopton, there he is there looking at Striker. We'll jump on board with the Bopton. And well, I did forget to put the driver of the day vote out, folks. I do apologise. Well, I'll tell you what, I've got to get me because then I can do a lot more things with this. But nevertheless, I do apologise. If you want to vote for a driver of the day, just type the person's name and we will count that as a vote. But nevertheless, there is the position changes for everybody at home. And of course, it is well worth mentioning Bopton being a Group 4 driver up into P6. All right, down at 3 spots, which means he qualified in P3. Fantastic. Arguably another great drive from the Bopton. And, well, if you ask me, does not have a track penalty next to his name, is on track for driver of the day is the Bob Tooney. And, well, very, very good in my book. Arguably, well, definitely the driver of the day in my book. For this Grand Prix here at Bahrain, as Verk's looking at Scotty yet again, and well, let's just see if he can make this one stick. He certainly can't. He's got that soft compound on. Scotty with the hard, and I dare say it's through the corners. He's going to make the well, the time up, and look at that, absolutely. But there you go. We'll cancel each other out. They're all using the slipstream, and well, there you go. One move they're allowed to make under braking, and well, left to right, right to left. It can only be once. And, well, there you go. Absolutely brilliant. These boys know the rules and abide by it. They will. Absolutely they will. So fantastic. Verk up into P9. JC still holding his own in P8. and the gaps have stabilised, folks. We're very much possession at the moment. This is the closest battle on circuit, bar Scotty behind him, of course. And I'll tell you what, Verk senses blood. He can get another position here, folks. Of course, looking for P8 is the Verkinator. And up the inside of JC, I reckon JC's not going to give it up. But I reckon Verk's going to have it. He's going to take it into the next one. He certainly is. A bit later on the brakes, the soft, stickier compound of that soft compound versus that hard. And, well, job done under braking. Well and truly under braking and mid-corner speed. As Pickle Rick disqualified. Pickle Rick has been disqualified. We've got caution in Sector 2. What has happened there? As, well, there you go. Let's just double check for everybody at home because let's have a look at the race director. We need to check the pit stops. And, well, the tyres, have a look at the tyres. We might as well pay the leader some respects. There he is there, Lockie North in P1. And, well, yet again, another display of unbelievable dominance out there is the Lockie Duracell, Motorsport is that guy's team. Yes, he's there, Group 1. And, well, comfortably leading this Grand Prix by 9.7 seconds. Fury in P2. You're loving that. He won't mind that at all. Every week on the podium for this man. He's just got to keep on keeping on. And, of course, well, Luke as well, of course, except for that little bit of a brain fade after round 1, but he's been on point ever since. And, well, there you go. Looking like another podium for Lukey boy. Brian Bromley, absolutely hats off to this man. Solid running in P4. And, well, I nearly called him JC, but that's not JC, that's the Z. And a solid Grand Prix, of course, of what could have been for the Z-man. As I did touch on, let's just have a look at these positions. And, well, Z started 5th. Is 5th. Bopton started 3rd, is 6th, of course. Striker started 7th, of course. And you can see for yourselves, gainers and losers, of course. I'm Pickle Rick, not too sure what happened with him, folks. But nevertheless, out of this Grand Prix, a bit of a shame for him, of course. That takes us down to 20 drivers. And there you go, Scotty JC doing battle yet again. Lap 28 to 29. Well, I'll tell you what, they're both on the hards. And, well, they give each other just enough room. And, well, there you go. JC, well, I'll tell you what, Scotty had to get out of that. And he said going the wrong way. Thank you, Droft. I did miss what it said for. I just seen it disqualified, and I'm not too sure if it was a spin and it does what, yeah, exactly. It does what it does. And, yeah, it does what it does is probably the best way to put it. Absolutely brilliant. There is Scotty, as I did touch on. This is the battle on the circuit as we speak, of course. Lap 28 of 29, folks. Gaps have opened up. Bopton is starting to close in on Z ever so slightly. And he does have that track limit warning next to his name, that penalty. And let's have a look at him. There's 3 seconds for Z, 3 for Striker, of course, 3 for Scotty, and 3 for Brad Tay. 6 for Verk, of course, 6 for Orange. Johnny M4 with a driving, a pit lane speeding penalty and 5 seconds as well. There as well. 15 for him. Salmons with the 13. Mad Riot with 3. And, of course, Suicide 5 with 6. Be on board with the race leader, folks, on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Absolutely dominant display yet again. We're going to stay with this man to the checkered flag. We keep an eye on the timing tree, but I dare say the gaps have all petered out. Bopton having a good look at Z. There they are there. Wowee. Did he come up close to him or what? I'll tell you what, Bob Tooting. He's going to take Z on the inside. He certainly is. Well, Z's not giving an inch. He tucks in for a bit more of a slipstream. And Bopton lives to fight another day. We're going to stay with that. Keep an eye on that because there is Lockie Allboys Lonesome. And well, Bopton and Z are going to give us a photo finish here, folks, as did Verk spin. Not too sure. I can't remember, Droft. You know, I can't remember. I don't think so. But nevertheless, well, Bopton having a good old ding-dong battle with Z as we'll flick up to Lockie because he's about to take the checkered flag. And I tell you what, round 3, Bahrain, every compound race, the honours go to Lockie. Great Grand Prix, mate. Yet again, the cream of the crop. Absolutely brilliant. Fury Strat holding his own. He'd be loving this. And, well, absolutely brilliant. Phenomenal Grand Prix from the Fury. And Lukey Boy will take the chocolates for third. He certainly is. He does have Brian for company. It's not done yet, but Brian's just a little bit too far back. Great gallant fighting, Brian. I'll tell you what, to close that gap as much as you did. And Lukey boy, there you go. P3 from him. Brian, P4. Z will drop. Bopton will take him. Bopton's not going to take him on track. He'll wait for the penalties to do it. Or can he do it before the line? He'll jump on board with Bopton. He's looking for it. He's looking. We'll get him on penalties anyway. Nevertheless, Bopton up into P5. Z in P6. Striker will hold out in P7, I'm pretty sure. We'll wait for the rest of them to cross the line, of course, with these track limit penalties. Of course, very track characteristics on this one, of course. Very much like Coda. You can be a little bit greedy and it'll stuff you up for the sequence, and it tends to run you wide on a couple and miss your braking mark, point, your turn-in point, and that'll do it as well. But nevertheless, what a fantastic Grand Prix as Verk rounds this one out, crosses the line after those penalties in P14th. Dirty Orange, 15th is where he will finish. Johnny M4 might drop a little bit, but it is between him and Salmons, 16th and 17th respectively. And we might have to get a bit of a sneaky peek at Salmons' car. But there it is there. That is, to me, the wrong one. There you go, folks. Grand Prix 1 done and won, of course, by Lockie North. There he is there, and well, bit of a selfie. Why not? Absolutely brilliant. Cream of the crop, and take as many as you can, mate. Enjoy the well, the weather up there on that top step, buddy. Absolutely well deserved. Brilliant Grand Prix racing. Fury P2, and of course, Lukey boy in P3. We'll go through these timing screens right about now, folks. And of course, the fastest lap of the Grand Prix did go to Verks in the end. There it is there. With a 1 minute 29.820, if you don't mind. Go back up the top, let that roll over, and we'll go to the bottom for the stewards. We'll also check our race director, of course we will, just to check these pit stops and have a look at these tyres. I'm going to have to double check the game because it's only said that they've done 2 when I know they did 3. And I'll have to double check all this. So that's how fantastic it is these days, folks. Incidents, no, we don't need that. There we go, have a look at all that. And there it is. So, Pickle Rick didn't finish the race. They all used... Oi, Johnny M4D. Didn't use every compound. Is he the only one? So, unfortunately, I mean, on his milestone Grand Prix, Johnny M4, he's got a habit of doing that with the every compound Grand Prix. He doesn't put them all on. There you go, Johnny M4. Dear him. And there he is there. What a segue. He didn't think he had the right setup selected, and so hard work. And he didn't put on the every compound either. And there you go. Well, a bit of a... a bit of a one to forget for the M4, but nevertheless, he'll be back. And that was his 100th Grand Prix, and... well, there you go. We're going to go on a brief pause, folks. We'll get these drivers in for an interview, and we'll be back with you in just a moment.
Have been gathering
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're back. We've got our drivers in for an interview, of course. We're going to start off with our third place man. Might as well go with Lukey boy. I'll tell you what, Lukey, there's a couple in a row there, mate. Bang, bang. And I'll tell you what, we did talk about it during the stream. If you didn't have that bit of a brain fade across the line at Australia, it would have been triple podium. Nevertheless, congratulations on an awesome start to the season and doing bits for your new team, Porsche Motorsport. Congratulations, mate. Talk us through it.
Yes, thanks, Skate. Yeah, that was a good race. You can't should be no reason for it to be taken from me this time. I was actively thinking around the corner. I'm like, I'm going to weave a bit to celebrate, but I'm not going to go crazy. And yeah, no, really happy with that. Great battle with Brian throughout. I kept undercutting him. I found out since that he kind of forgot it was an every compound race, which is why he pitted so late for the softs.
Yeah,
I think one more lap. If the race was one lap longer, if he pitted one lap earlier, I might have been a bit toast. But no, really happy. Obviously, Lockie and Fury Strat, did what they do best and disappeared into the sunset.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really happy with that. Great pace, top of the Group 2 guys, and a podium to boot. So yeah, really, really happy with how tonight went.
Absolutely brilliant, and so you should be, mate. A great start to the season, Lukey boy, and may longer continue, of course, mate. Awesome Grand Prix, and I'll tell you what, next week, Netherlands sprint round. How do you fancy yourself around there, buddy?
I have done a league race around the Netherlands, so I think I can know how to battery manage. It's really interesting when I'm when I'm racing other people. So when I was racing with Brian, my battery management was great. I knew where to deploy, where to harvest. As soon as I'm by myself, I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's going to be interesting next week. But yeah, looking forward to it. Sam, what's the fun track? Maybe a bit of weather, you never know. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and well, another great Grand Prix from you, Lukey boy. Enjoy the celebration champagne. You well deserved it, mate. Congratulations, another podium, P3, everybody. Luke.
Thank you.
No worries, mate. As we'll go to our second place man, I'll tell you what, he won't mind that one iota. Of course, he has finished on the podium every Grand Prix this season so far. And of course, I speak of none other than Mr. Fury Strat. Bang, bang, bang! Of course, Fury. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, mate. 3 podiums, 3 from 3. Well, better start to the last season. That's exactly where you want to be. Good stuff, mate. Way to bounce back. Congratulations on another stunning result, mate. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, mate. It's 3 podiums and 3 races. It's pretty good. Not quite as good as the man you'll chat to very shortly, but yeah, it's not bad. Tried the alternate strategy. Don't know really what happened at the start. For some reason, my tires were extra cold. Ended up in a bit of a kind of log jam of what was going on in lap 1, and pretty much after that was just managing the race. Knew my best chance to beat Lockie is to try and do something different on strategy. I know I haven't got him on raw pace, so tried something different. Thought the overcut was probably going to be the better strategy, and thought it was probably my best chance to get at least reduce the point deficit by getting fastest lap. But thank you, Verky, for pinching that one by 0.2 of a second. Really appreciate that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter by how much. It matters just a matter.
It doesn't matter whether it's by an inch or by a mile, right? But
Blue just saying he's acknowledged that he got out of the way of you this week.
Yeah, he did actually. He got out of the way reasonably quick this week, which was nice. But yeah, it was a pretty lonely race once I passed Luke. Just kind of gapped away from the boys behind. Lockie's a class act. He's an incredible driver. I'm assuming he hasn't touched the game this week at all, but guess what, Lockie? Neither did I. So at least we're on a level playing field with that.
Well, there you go. So another segue to you around there, Mr. Fury, is Scotty, one of the stat men, you being the other one, of course. Big shout out to Fury.
Yeah.
100 top 10s in this format from 117 Grand Prix. So 100 top 10s from 117 Grand Prix, Fury. Go, mate. Not too bad of a stat at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. I think either this week or probably next week is the likelihood is that I'll break another barrier, and I should hopefully hit the 2K points in this format as well. So that'll be another one to celebrate. So yeah, take the little milestones while I can. But
keep clocking them up.
Yeah, big ups to Lockie. He's an incredible driver. Great drive from Luke. It was good to see them battling on the leaderboard while I was having nothing to do. And kind of seeing them battle away. And I just want to give massive props to Verk for being negative on points after 3 rounds. We've already done the math. Big shout out to him. I told him I was going to give him the big G up in the interview. Well done, mate. -1 after 3 rounds. Smashing it.
Oh, he's gone through the motions as Verky boy, and we're not going to harp on that too much. But yes, he's going through the motions, and Oh, good to see he's still there and he's doing his thing as the Verkinator. Very easy to drop your bundle and go, you know what, this is not what it really is, what it's meant to be, and sort of go, you know what, stuff it, I'm out. But no, to his credit, he kept his hand up, and he's very much well and truly in it. It's going to be a bit of a long season for a couple, of course, going through the motions, as we did touch on, with the, of course, regulations and the way it is these days. But nevertheless, we will push on, take it all in our stride, and become better for it. Nevertheless, Mr. Fury, P2, congratulations on another great result, mate. Well done.
Cheers, mate. And I'll see you in the Dutchlands of Holland.
The Deutschland, yes, we certainly will. As we move to our race winner, of course. I mean, bang, 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 3 in a row. Of course, Lockie, the cream of the crop, mate. Absolutely stunning Grand Prix yet again. I tell you what, mate, leaps and bounds, brother. You just keep on improving every week, if that's even possible. But absolutely stunning drive yet again, mate. Talk us through it. Seemed to be a bit at stages you were kind of doing your thing, and then obviously with the pit stops, having to fight your way through traffic would have been the most exciting part for you, of course, because you were just that little bit too quick for the guys chasing you behind.
Yeah, cheers, Skate. Yeah, it was a good Grand Prix. Definitely, I wouldn't say it was a better drive out of my other two, but I have myself to blame. I forgot to put on my setup.
There you go.
The lobby reset. I just felt like I was bloody sliding everywhere. But
yeah, there was a couple like that. I wasn't too sure if they did that, and but anyway, nevertheless.
But no, yeah, it was good. It was good to get the win, especially. I was just practicing for the Daytona 24-hour this weekend all week, so to come on and get the win still, I'm pretty stoked.
So you got a team. Let's just talk about that. You've got a team, obviously, 24-hour. How many stints you doing there, Lockie? And well, how long are those stints?
Yeah, there's a team of 6 of us. We're doing. I think I'm doing 3 2-hour stints, and we're in the Porsche GT3. So, yep.
There you go. So a 24-hour commitment from 6 of the best, and we do wish you guys well. But we're here to talk about your race tonight, mate. Bahrain, every compound, absolutely smashed it. Congratulations. Another Grand Prix victory, and I'll tell you what, you just keep clocking them up there, Lockie. And, well, before you know it, I'll tell you what, I reckon some records might start tumbling your way. But nevertheless, that is way down the track. Looking very, very good at this early stage, Lockie, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And I tell you what, Junior would have loved to have been there battling with you, but just had some internet issues of late, has the Junior. New provider, and just couldn't get it back up and running in time. But nevertheless, he'll be back next week, and so will all of these boys. Fantastic Grand Prix racing we have all witnessed, and I tell you what, our race leader, just the cream of the field at the moment, isn't he? Showing what he does best out on circuit. And well, I'll tell you what, absolutely leading this championship, well, prior to this round by 14 points. So building on that one there, Lockie boy. And well, I'll tell you what, just keep on keeping on, mate.
Yeah, cheers, Skate. And yeah, just shout out to Fury and Luke as well. Great drive. Fury was bloody rapid this week. Definitely can tell he improved. I'm telling you, Fury, no practice, you improved. So yeah, and for a Group 2 driver to get on the podium, that's a solid effort for Luke. So yeah,
absolutely.
GG to him.
Absolutely, and well, phenomenal racing by a lot of them. And well, there you go. Absolutely is. Well, I think, maybe would you say that? Sikia pro player, I think he's just realised one of the team names and got a bit excited. But nevertheless, good on you, my friend, as we will move to our driver of the day. I tell you what, folks, this guy, Group 4 driver, and well, has been there pretty much the whole time. Don't think he's been into a Group 3 just yet, but I think that's all about to change very, very soon. I speak of none other than Bobton. I'll tell you what, Bob. Bang, bang, 2 weeks in a row, up the very pointy end, mate. Congratulations. And talk us through it. What the hell have you done? Where's the old Bopton?
Oh, mate. Oh, I don't even know. I could be the new wheel.
Or maybe the neck brace maybe straightened you up a bit, mate. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it's great to be in like the mid-pack battling anyway. It's pretty fun up here. But yeah.
Absolutely, mate, and hang your head high, mate. There's another stunning result. P6 in the end, mate, and I think that's 2 P6s in a row. So congratulations, man. A good chunk of points coming your way yet again, mate. And well, keep clocking them up. Next week we're at the Netherlands. How are you around there, Bopton? Because I tell you what, you've got some people with their eyes open going, holy shit, how did he get that quick?
Oh, I did a race Sunday in another league, and I finished P9, I think, there. So we'll see how we go. I had quite a shocking race. I spun a couple times and had a few wing changes, so hopefully it's not like that next week. Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely brilliant. And, well, keep on keeping on, Bob. Keep doing your thing, mate. Whatever you're doing is absolutely working. And I'll tell you what, you're not going to stay in Group 4 for too much longer if you keep performing like that. And, well, rightly so. Rightly so. So, absolutely stunning from you. And, well, it's all about the progress, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Driver of the day to boot at Bahrain, every compound race. Congratulations, Bob. Another stunning drive. Well done, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
No problem at all. And I'll tell you what, folks, that wraps us up for Bahrain Round 3, Season 5. And, well, what a Grand Prix that ended up being, of course. Yes, the gap stabilised a little bit towards the end. Didn't quite get that photo finish we were looking for. But nevertheless, the drivers are still finding their feet as well. And I dare say, like a fine wine, we're going to warm to this bad boy as this one gets older in the tooth. And looking forward to the later rounds of the season. But nevertheless, we do hope you can be there with us for every single one of them. We loved bringing that to you. We hope you've enjoyed it as well. We are Southern Cross Racing. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.